Hey, it's me again. I just arrived at my workplace. Before I head in, I figure, fuck it, let's do part 2 of my "you are not the father" situations here. Now, in the part 1, I did address one of the big reasons why many men deny being the father of this child, not wanting to take responsibility, is because, the stigma of being a parent, weighing you down, preventing you from living life to the full max. We have a child, we can't do anything no more. Your life ends when you become a parent. They're afraid of being a parent because of what they saw their mommy and daddy did when they were still together. Fight, argue, scream, get divorced. That weighs heavy on the child, as you all know. A lot of those times, the kids often blame themselves for their parents breaking up. Another example was Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. It's no secret that when his parents divorced, that fucked his head up big time. Now, I'm going to switch over to the other side. The women who accuse this guy, that guy of being the father of their child, son or daughter, whichever it is, only to find out that not so. Many times we've seen these women, and I've seen a few of them, get with this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy, thinking that they're invincible, thinking that nobody can touch them. That was until that brick wall hits them in the end. Sometimes these women often get called out for trying to collect child support. Well, based on what I've seen, that is often the case at times. See, when you're a newborn mother with a new child that's there, you're unable to go to work. You have to collect welfare. I was briefly involved with a woman around 1995 who had just became a single parent. The father of this kid departed. He was one of those raver type of guys who partied hardied, did acid, LSD, had orange hair supposedly. People confronted him saying, "You left behind a beautiful little daughter and such there. How could you do such a thing?" The guy wanted to live free. Footloose and fancy free, as Rod Stewart had once put it. But there are women out there who feel the need to get pregnant multiple times in order to get child support payments. Let me give you 2 examples. Around 2009, me and a girl that I had previously dated in the early 2000s had gotten back together. We were together for about 4 years. Her oldest son was involved with a girlfriend of his own. The girlfriend's sister had came to visit. Someone we knew had came over to visit as well. He was 21, 22 years old. He's one of those kids that were into Slipknot, Disturbed, the nu metal type of guys, a dark nu metal as I often refer to as. Guy didn't really want to work. He'd been babied too much by his mommy and figured that this is how it was done. This sister was purposely trying to get this guy to get her pregnant on purpose, so she could collect money from the state. And apparently some of the women in the area that she lived in were doing the same thing. In their minds, they figure, oh, this is the best way to get money per month. This is the best way. This is the only option I have, you know? I also saw this one video of a woman who was the mother of 6 kids, each from a different guy. She figured, why collect child support from one guy for 6 kids when you could collect from 6 different guys? 6 times more the amount. That's fucking the system raw. Raw without no Vaseline, let alone KY jelly. There are women out there who often do that. And they are the ones who need to be called out, along with the guys who deny their children and sleep around with this girl, that girl there. And as you can see, I'm calling both genders out. Now, in the case of this younger sister, as I stated, she was seeing all the other gals, all the other women around the area that she lived in do the same thing. Learn from what you see. Monkey see, monkey do. And I think in a lot of the cases of the "you are not the father" scenarios on Maury Povich, some of these women are trying to do that. Because the guys that they're calling out to be the daddies have stated that you slept around with this person, you spread your legs to that guy, you've also spread your legs to this other guy there. You know? Sad to say, but there are women out there who are exactly like that. Now, the sister in question, she eventually moved to Florida, where I'm here right now, as y'all know. She's apparently married, has a few kids of her own. So she's lived a better life than what she was back in Michigan. And also, let me throw this out there. Michigan at that time, up until I left, was in a bad economic state. People were getting food stamps left and right. People were living off of unemployment after being laid off or let go. Houses were being foreclosed left and right. It was a pretty bad state that we all were in. So some people sought other means to get money as much as they can, by hook or crook, hook, line, and sinker. Now, I want to conclude part 2 here with a bit of advice to both men and women. Slow the fuck down. Just because you become a parent doesn't mean your life doesn't end. It's a new chapter, yes. All your responsibility goes to that child. That's true as well. But in time, you'll probably be glad to have that child. Usually becoming a parent helps the individual, helps the parent realize new purposes in life. Like a boy out there is doing drugs, committing crimes, he finds out he's now going to be a father. He has to get a job. He has to be responsible. Later on down the line, he may get promoted at this job, become a vice president or supervisor. You look on it and say, you know what? Having this child saved my life. If I didn't, if I was back on the streets, I would have been dead. I'm sure there are girls out there who are thinking the same thing. Having this child really brought me back down to earth. Because I was a mess when I was a teenager there. An absolute mess. Think about that. That's all I got to say for now. I was glad to get part 2 out of my system. Instead of me making everybody wait for a couple of days there. I apologize for that. In the meantime, let me know what you thought about what I just said there in the comments below, as always. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell. And like I said at the end of my video, check out Music Maniacs tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be continuing our look into the 1990s. We look forward to you then. Take care.